Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Are y'all having a great night? Well, I'm done crying. I'm done crying for the night. I'm actually straightening up some stuff here at Mikasa, okay? Because I kind of let it get out of control, because I be putting shit off for the last minute. Anyway, so I wanted to get on here very quickly because I just realized something crazy about myself. And I'm just trying to think, like, why, like, with this whole experience I've been through, through the ringer and back. um, I was just remembering this meme that comes to mind, okay? And it's Homer Simpson. I'm gonna put it here on the screen because I did find it. It's Homer Simpson disappearing into the bushes, like he's not here, and that reminds me of me. Yes. I'm like a really, like, either you know me or you don't know me. Like, you know of me, or I'm not very close to very many people, okay? And that's just I guess like a defense mechanism for me, you know. Like, I don't usually don't try to make new friends, but if I do, it's usually from work or like from people I know, like friends of friends, or family members' friends. I'm not usually one to go out and make new friends, right? Because I'm used to, like, familiar. I like familiar things. If you don't notice, like with the people I date, the people, people I hang around with, it's familiar to me. Okay, to me that feels safe. Okay, so I was thinking, like, how fucking awkward I am, like, when I first meet people, because usually people already have, like, an idea of who I am, and if they don't, they kind of just draw their own conclusions from whatever somebody has told them about me, and they'll run with it. So that's how I can understand how some people just don't like me, okay, and that's fine. Also, I also have a really bad RBF face, a resting bitch face. I've had it for a very long time, and it's just, I'm not a very inviting looking person, I guess, sometimes. But so I've always had that my whole life, and I don't know how to get rid of it, but usually, strangers will come up to me at stores and, like, ask me questions, like if I work there and shit, or if I know what the fuck I'm talking about. That does happen to me a lot, even though I have an RBF face. Also, I can talk to a crowd, like a crowd of strangers, no problem. I could sell anything to anybody, okay? But when it comes to, like, I've always dated people who have had a lot of friends, okay? And I'm not the type, like, if I go somewhere, no one's gonna come up to me and say, hey, how you doing? Oh my God, I haven't seen you in a long time. That never happens to me, right? But people I get into relationships with, they usually have a lot of friends, right? They're the ones with the friends. And, like, my ex, Chris, knew everybody. Like, everybody knew her from Apatitos, or they knew her from HEB, or from fucking Cable Elementary, or from fucking John Jay. Like, everybody just fucking knew her. So people were steady, like, always, no matter what side of town we in, no matter what city we were in, somebody fucking recognized that ass anywhere, and they would always go up to her and fucking ask her about the restaurant, like she hadn't been there in 10 years, but they'd still do it, I'm like, if you're such a fan of the restaurant, how come you don't know the bitch don't work there? It was also people just being messy, but anyways, so people will always come up to her, and I would always, like, disappear, like, while they are in the conversation. Like, I would just be standing there, like, all fucking awkward and shit, and I'm just like that with strangers. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I've always been like that since I was little. I just don't like attention, okay? And I know it's hard to believe because all I do is talk about myself, and I'm on a fucking public platform, letting everybody know about myself, like, intimate details. But honestly, this is the first time I've ever talked about myself so much, and it's because nobody has ever asked me about myself. Nobody has ever asked me these questions. But in my whole healing, like, I discovering things about myself that I didn't know about, okay? So I was out thinking, well, it's no wonder nobody fucking likes my ass, because if I didn't already know you, like, I'm not trying to make new friends. I'm not. And I'm just, I don't know why. Like, it's not because I'm a bitch or anything like that. It's because I'm awkward like that. Like, it's awkward for me to go up to new people and meet them and talk to them and stuff like that. That is fucking weird to me, okay? That is just makes me feel so uncomfortable, okay? And then also, I'm a middle child, the forgotten child, so I'm not used to people talking to me either. I'm used to just being there, I'm used to being in somebody's shadow, like, either my brother or sister, like they were like super, super popular people. Even my little brother too, like they were like really, really popular. I had friends, but not like friends like that. I usually hang out with my family, but whenever I first meet somebody, and like I said, usually it's through a friend or through, an ex or whatever. Like when we meet, like, people usually don't like me when they first meet me because, one, they don't know about me, and I'm a really standoffish person like that. But once people get to know me, once I'm comfortable with you, like people, and it'll annoy the fuck out of whoever I'm with, that people will prefer me over the person I'm with. That happened with my exes all the time. They didn't want to hang out with him no more. Like, it was all about me. Like, oh, where's B? And even with Chris too, Chris's family, they used to love hanging out with me. And Chris was just like, oh yeah, whatever, Chris, But it just, I get past that awkward stage for me, which is meeting people, like new people. Once people get to know me, they really love me, So it's either people really like me or fucks with me, or they just can't stand a bitch, and there's really no in between. I've never really met anybody that was like, she's she's okay sometimes. No, if you know me, and I'm not saying, I swear to God, I'm not saying that to be cocky or anything like that, but people really, and they always say like, wow, I really thought you were different. I didn't know you were so down to earth. I didn't know you were so relatable. Okay. And I think with all of this, everybody making like their own decisions and opinions and drawing their own conclusions about me, and it's my fault too, because it's also about the delivery and the presentation. And sometimes I don't come off as the nicest person. Okay. So I understand that part from me. But once people get to know me, they're like, wow, I'm sorry I judged you. I didn't like you. I really didn't like you. And I'm sorry, for that. And I'm like, no, seriously, it's me. It's me. Like, I'm not a very inviting person at all. Like, I can come off pretty closed off. I am a closed off person, and it's just awkward for me. And I remember whenever like my exes, like people would go up to them and be like, hey, how you doing or whatever, like I would fucking like literally like disappear behind like my whoever I was with at the time, like my exes. Like I would literally like fucking hide behind them like a little kid. You know how little kids are like, they're embarrassed, like you're like introducing them to like, and they're like hiding under their mom's armpit. Like that's like literally me. I don't know why. Like, I'm so fucking awkward. Like, why am I like that? Why do I have to make things so stupid? Like, why do I have to make things so awkward like that? And it's crazy because everybody that's ever dated me, they've always been told not to date me. because like, for example, my ex, I won't mention his name, but do have a video about him in the very beginning of when I started documenting everything. All his friends were like, don't, her brother's fucking crazy. Don't even think about it. What the fuck are you thinking? All his friends were saying no, not to be with me. And he still was with me. And I was like, why were they saying that to you? And he's like, I don't know, but they're telling me not to get with you because of your brother or whatever. And I'm like, what else? I'm like, well, my brother isn't my boss. And so, and also with Chris too, Chris's friends were like, and that's because they didn't know me. Like they were judging me because of my siblings or because of whatever, they didn't actually know me. They were just assuming things about me, so that's a big thing that I've learned I learned about in this whole situation, which is that, because I just was like, man, like all these people just think, like, it just got out of control at one point, the rumors, okay? And it was a lot for me. And the only thing that I could do, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to just show people like who I am, because who better to show who I am in my own element, in my own home, in doing my own thing, so that they know that I'm not this big scary person that everybody makes me out to be. You know what I mean? Anyways, I just thought about that, but it is my fault because I am a standoffish person, because it's just awkward for me because no one's ever really asked me about me ever in my whole entire life. Not even in relationships. Nobody ever wanted to know anything about me. Like, so all this talking that I'm doing about myself is weird. It's weird because this is the most I've ever talked about myself, but it's been helping me learn about myself and how I can work on myself.